Welcome to another ASC CPC training video. This video is part 1 in the CPC Run Operations tutorial series. In this tutorial, we'll cover CPC login and step number 1, set vacuum. From the main screen, you'll need to log into CPC. Click the Security Login button to bring up the login pop-up. Select your username and enter your password. Now that you're logged in, move to the Run Operations screen by clicking the Run Operations button located on the left side of the screen. At this point, we'll assume that you have parts connected to a vacuum source, vacuum monitor, and thermocouples. Start by clicking on the step number 1 button, Set Vacuum. This will take you to the vacuum source line control screen. This screen is divided into 2 sections. On the right, we have the vacuum probe readings. On the left is the control for the individual vacuum lines. Each group of checkboxes represents one vacuum line. The lines have 3 positions each: vacuum, vent, and off. This represents the physical position of the valves for each line. From this screen, set the vacuum lines manually in preparation for integrity checks. Select vacuum lines that are already connected to the part. We'll use lines 1 and 2 for this demonstration. Put each vacuum line in vacuum mode manually by clicking the check marks. You'll see the probe lines that are attached to the parts. Start to draw down at this point, because we have attached vacuum probe lines 1 and 2 to the parts as well. You can also set all the vacuum lines at once if you need to. This is done by clicking either All Lines to Vac or All Lines to Off. By selecting Lines to Part Setup, you're telling CPC to open only the valves that are attached to parts. We'll cover part attachments later in this Run Operations series. You can also turn the vacuum pump on by selecting Pump On, Headers to Full Vac. On the right side of the screen, header values are displayed. Although header controls can be accessed on the header screen, depending on the size of the system, they may also be accessed on this screen. We'll move to the vacuum header screen by clicking the Manual Headers button in the upper right. This is a manual set point controller for vacuum. Here you can manually adjust the set point of the vacuum header by clicking the checkbox to put the header into manual. You will need to acknowledge the confirmation window to proceed in manual. You can then adjust the set point by either using the buttons or clicking into the text and entering a value. The system will now manually adjust the header to the set point we entered. You should note that CPC will automatically put any checkboxes that are in manual into auto once the run starts. Once in auto, the set point controllers will take action based on the recipe. This page also serves as a second location to manually turn on the vacuum pump. We'll click the back button in the lower right corner now to return to the vacuum source screen. You can see that everything here is in order, so click the back button once again to move back to Run Operations. In the next video in our Run Operations series, we will be covering batch entry and recipe selection. Thanks for watching.